Hello everybody, welcome to the Eden Audio YouTube channel. My name's Adam and I'm absolutely delighted that you could pop back and visit us again. This is our first new video of the year 2019 and we've got a really exciting 12 months ahead of us. We've got some great new products coming in that I'm really looking forward to listening to and sharing with you on the Eden Audio YouTube channel. But before we get ahead of ourselves, if you remember towards the end of last year in one of the videos I made, I told you about a new product that I had received from Sonneteer. It's the brand new Bard Headspace. And one of the things I told you about this was the astonishing price that Sonneteer have put on this new product. Because today, unfortunately, us audiophiles, when we see these new products, some of these tweaks or what have you, when we see the price of them, they can really make our eyes pop out. We may be charged hundreds, if not thousands of pounds for a tweak to our audio system to try and improve the sound, because that's what we all want, isn't it? We all want a better sound when we listen to our music collection. But Sonneteer have absolutely nailed it with this new product price-wise, because it is an amazing, now listen to this, it is an amazing £14 only. Yes, you heard that right, £14. Now that must be pretty much unheard of in today's audiophile market. A tweak that you can have to improve your audio, your listening experience for an amazing £14. So well done to Sonneteer, but does it sound any good? Well, I'm going to let you know in a few minutes time. But first I'd like to tell you a little bit about Sonneteer. Sonneteer started in 1994, where they started out making stereo amplifiers. Their first amplifier was the Campion. I was fortunate enough to hear the Campion many years ago, and when I heard it I fell in love with the sound straight away. I think it was with a pair of Neat Acoustics Motive 2 or Motive 3 loudspeakers. It was a floor standing pair of loudspeakers. As I say, it was matched together with the Sonneteer Campion, and it just sounded divine. It just sounded absolutely beautiful, and I fell in love with the Sonneteer sound straight away. Then later along came the Alabaster, which was a sort of more powerful sounding version of the Campion, which had great air guitar factor. It was a cracking amp, really superb amplifier. And then later of course came the Top End Autumn, which was probably a little bit more refined sounding. It was sort of two Campions actually in one box, but it sounded very, very refined, quite different to how the Campion and the Alabaster sounded. But from that first hearing, I just fell in love with the Sonneteer sound, and it's remained with me ever since. That it's the benchmark of amplifiers, everything I compare to how those amplifiers sound. But this time Sonneteer, being adventurous as they are, have now come out with something quite different to stereo amplifiers. This time they've turned their attention to the headphone market. Now I'm going to stick my hands up here and say I'm not the most avid of headphone listeners, and I much prefer to listen to a pair of loudspeakers, to be honest, because when I listen to a pair of headphones, the sound to me always seems to be on top of my head. It seems a little bit unnatural to me. For example, when you go to a concert and you're listening to the band or the orchestra or whatever it is, they're always there in front of you. And that's how it is for me when I listen to a pair of loudspeakers. The sound is in front of me. But for some strange reason, whenever I listen to a pair of headphones, the sound, as I say, always seems to be sitting on top of my head. Now, headphone listeners might disagree with me strongly here, but as I say, I'm just giving my opinion in that personally I prefer to listen to a pair of loudspeakers. So what Sonneteer have done here is they've tried to make this little device sound more like a pair of loudspeakers. There in front of us is the Bard Headspace. It's this tiny little piece of black plastic, which is probably just over an inch in length. If you turn it around, you will also notice that there's no branding on it whatsoever. It's a very understated little device. Also, when you buy the Headspace, you get the cables to connect it up, which is this cable here. It's very simple to connect it up. You just connect it up into your headphone amplifier here, or you can connect it up to your smartphone, or you could connect it up to a DAT player, whichever you prefer to use as a source. The other end has another tiny little hole, if I can show you. And this cable, this green cable here, this is the cable that runs into your headphones. Here. And you just connect the cable into your headphones. So one cable, this cable here, runs to your headphones, and the other cable runs into your source. And you just, if I can show you, just open it up there, unplug it, plug it in there, and the other end here, I can show you, just unplug it and plug it in. And that's all there is to it. Now, if I just take these cables apart for a second, and I'll show you the Bard Headspace, that's it. And all the little magic is in that hole there. Now, if you look on the Sonneteer website, they don't give any information about what's inside there. So I can't really tell you what kind of magic Sonneteer have done to it to make it sound the way it does. Also, something else that you need to bear in mind is you'll notice how small it is. And if you leave it on its own, it becomes susceptible to other members of your family. For example, little children. They might pick it up and start playing with it and put it in their mouth. Also, if you've got a dog, you might find that they think it's a stick or something to play with. And they too, more than likely, will decide that they will want to put it in their mouth and start chewing it as well. The other pet, which a lot of people have got and which I've got, and that is cats. Now, you need to be especially careful with cats, because cats, especially the ones I've had, they just love to flick pieces of plastic or tiny little things around. And once they do this, you will spend the next half an hour to an hour on your own personal treasure hunt, trying to find a little piece of plastic or whatever it is that they've been flicking around the room. It could be under a carpet, it could be under a sofa, it could be anywhere when it comes to cats and flicking things around. So that's something you need to bear in mind when it comes to the size of this. Talking about cats, while I'm here, I thought I'd tell a little story about one cat that I used to have. And now this cat had a fancy of cables. You would leave it alone at night, and obviously it would wake up and it would start to feel rather bored. So what it would do would be to go and chew my cables, be it my speaker cables or my interconnect cables. So when I came to listen to my music again and I saw my system, I would notice that the cables had all these thousands of tiny little indents up and down them from the teeth of my cat. So when it comes to cables, little devices like this, we really do need to bear in mind that we need to keep these kind of things well out of the reach of other family members. Now, we come to the part we've all been waiting for. How does this little thing sound? Does it make any difference? Is it £14 well spent, or is it a waste of money? As I said, when it comes to other tweaks, sometimes we can fork out quite a lot of money on a tweak, and we get it home all excited, plug it in or put it under an amplifier or a CD player or whatever. We sit back and our heart sinks because we don't really notice much of a difference. I say we spend a lot of money on a tweak and we don't notice any difference. Is that going to be the same case here with the Bard Headspace? Luckily, I've got some good news, everybody, because this does make a huge difference, and it's a difference that you notice straight away. As soon as you plug in your headphones, you notice this difference. It is quite a marked difference. How so? Well, as I said before, when I listen to headphones, I tend to find that the sound's sitting on my head, and it doesn't give me a great listening experience because it seems to me to be a little bit unnatural having the sound closed in, sitting, squashing the top of your head. But once you plug in the Bard Headspace, it opens up the sound. It makes instruments have more space around them. The sound stage becomes larger. It gives it a really nice openness to the sound quality. So for me, it's a low priced, great value addition to your headphone listening. I think Sonneteer, Haida and Remo have done a great little job here for producing a product that does, one, make a difference, and two, everybody can afford it. We don't need to be a millionaire to be able to afford this little tweak that Sonneteer have produced. Again, there it is. That's what you get for your money. A little black tube there, all the little magic. The Sonneteer magic is going on inside there. As I say, I don't know exactly what it is, but there's always some bright spark. We'll probably know what they've done. As I say, I'm absolutely delighted with it, and it makes my listening experience through headphones that much more enjoyable. So well done, Sonneteer. So thank you once again for tuning in to this latest Eden audio production, if we can call it that. I hope you all have a great day. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Take care now, everybody. Bye-bye.